Henshin a go baby, what's good guys? Yoku here, and I really want to talk about Topaz. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, Mike. My bad. Also, we're streaming, so that's a first. I know, right? You guys can come check me out there. If you hear a lot of uhs and ums, that's my bad. I normally don't do this, all right? But I want to talk about Topaz. Right now, we have Jingliu. Jingliu is a powerhouse, crazy good character, amazing. And there's a lot about this character that really makes me feel, how do I put it? I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't feel that much different than when I made the Imbibitor Lunae video. So some of you know the Daniel video. Daniel turned into, yo, Venom, I see what you said. Daniel made a lot of the current style of the game, the way the game is right now. I think Daniel introduced too much power for what the game is representing. I think Jingliu doubled down on that, but I have a really big fear. I don't think Topaz is gonna do that. I've seen a lot of the Topaz mains. I've seen a lot of people like gassing up Topaz, myself included. I really want Topaz to be that character, but we are on two sides of the same two sides of the same coin. While most players want Topaz to be just as strong as Jingliu, strong as Imbibitor Lunae, as strong as Blade or Kafka, things like that, I'm not on that side. I'm on the opposite side. I want Topaz to be so unique that she introduces a new way of playing the game. She implements a new focus into team building and implements a new thick thighs save lives, of course, but she also implements a new way to branch out in the game, have fun with the game. That's what I'm looking for, and I can explain that. Topaz doesn't look like a type of character that's going to be doing a crazy amount of damage. We already know that destruction is kind of king. Destruction is top of the top right now. All the top DPS characters are destruction characters. Seele is a character that does not really fit in her own role. Yes, she's a hunt character, so she has single target focus, but then you activate Resurgence, and then Resurgence turns into AoE kills or AoE snipes. She sacrifices she sacrifices skill points by using them a lot because of Resurgence. It's not really a sacrifice. Seele is up there. She's a character that's way up there. She belongs up there with Jingliu, with Imbibitor Lunae. Anytime we have the discussions, she's always up there. Topaz will not meet that ballpark. I don't feel confident that Topaz is going to meet that ballpark whatsoever. I can't see it. I don't think that a character focusing on follow-up attacks, a character who is a fire type or a fire character at that, and a character that has a pet-like function, which in this case being Numby, I can't see that just spitting out a crazy amount of damage. I have seen some dreams, had a dream or two prior to 1.4, where in this dream, Topaz was spitting out a ridiculous amount of damage. I don't think that dream is real. If you guys catch, I don't think that dream is real. And I feel like what's going to happen is Topaz is going to be another Jingliu situation. What do I mean by that? I mean, she's going to get gassed up to infinity and beyond. The character's going to come out and she's not going to be as strong as the previous DPS character. It's worse for Topaz because Topaz has Seele, she has Imbibitor Lunae, and now she has Jingliu. All three of these characters that I don't think Topaz is gonna meet the expectations of. Yes, Topaz is hot, 100%. With that in mind, I do think, however, Topaz will be one of, if not the first enabler for so many other teams. I think Topaz plus Clara, Topaz, why do I always say that? Topaz plus Himiko. Himiko is gonna get put on the map. I think Topaz is definitely gonna put Himiko on the map, right? That's gonna be a big thing that I'm looking forward to. Even now, I'm trying to build out my Himiko so that I have something to test out and play with and things like that. But Topaz as a character, the follow-up function, what she allows different things to do, how she looks like she wants to play the game, and having the ability, from what I can see, to be both a main DPS and a sub DPS, while also enabling another DPS character to do just that. I have a strong opinion about Erudition. I think Erudition right now fits better as a sub DPS character, but they can work in a main DPS function if you force them to be so. I believe Topaz won't have to force them to be that. Topaz is just gonna make it happen. Now, there was a thing about Jingliu that we kind of spoke about. Jingliu being his main team being what? Jingliu, Tingyun, Asta, and then some sort of sustain. In this case, we'll use Fu Xuan. And then the question was, would you replace Asta on that team with Topaz to help increase his follow-up attack damage. I don't think that's gonna function the way that we might expect it to. It won't be as fluid. I also can't really, I don't know if replacing Asta isn't the way. I understand the positives Asta brings to that team, which is why I'm very conflicted on that. Asta brings so much to a Jingliu comp, the speed boost, so that you don't need speed boots. You can run the attack boots and have more damage trying to get to the 3K. She also brings the attack boost itself, helps with the energy, helps with everything else. If we ever get to a point where every unit needs to pull their weight in damage, follow-up attacks will be the most free stat to achieve this. This is true too. I do agree with that. Having follow-up attacks just be follow-up attacks. And in theory, with Himiko, because she's out in the game right now, you can use Clara too. Both of these characters allow you to not focus on anything else besides the follow-up attack damage. How do you achieve that? We know follow-up attacks can, hurt as well. Yes, hurt as well. We know follow-up attacks can have crit, so they can crit, which means you treat them like a regular DPS character. But follow-up attack characters don't need something that the other DPS characters do, and that's speed. We haven't gotten to a point in the game yet where the majority of players who are building these follow-up characters are neglecting speed. You have Himiko, which is still being ran with speed boots. You have Clara, and people are still trying to force her to run a fast Clara or with speed boots, whatever the case may be. You have Herta, who's also being ran with speed boots, when in reality, you could pump as much attack into these characters as you needed to, let the rest of the team do their own job, and then focus on the conditions for break effect. Himiko's big thing is you break somebody else, flying robot man comes and swoop the dupes, and then he does damage. Focus on breaking other characters. So something like Jingliu plus Himiko on paper, in theory, works phenomenally together. Lightning Lord smashes the entire field, all their shields go down, Himiko comes out in the back, goosh. If Himiko is the one to break an elite enemy, goosh. Once more, goosh. There's plenty of ways and plenty of ways to condition her using that trigger, the break trigger, in order to get all that damage out of the follow-up attack. Herta is very similar, where you want to get them to 50% or lower, and if she gets them to 50% or lower, she just comes back and does the spin all over again. So there's different ways like that. Clara's whole thing is, oh yeah, I want to get hit. I want to get hit. Does damage, because you know Savrog is going to come out in the back and do whatever he wants. There's a lot about these characters that are unique enough to give them their own style of play, but because we once again force characters into a main DPS role or a hyper carry position, they're not really being utilized the way that they should be utilized. My biggest thing about Topaz coming into the game with the next character, of course, the next banner, these characters will finally get time to shine in their own light. Himiko's finally going to be able to get utilized in a bulky attacking type of character, where the follow-up attack is what matters the most. Her ultimate, the crits, Clara, is going to be really, really good, phenomenal even. I'm ecstatic about that, if you will, because Clara is going to be able to dish out follow-up attacks. With Clara dishing out the follow-up attacks, and then Topaz having her own damage and her own kit while enabling follow-up attacks, now you just have, dude, it's crazy to think about this concept, right? Because Clara marks enemies. That's her skill, yeah? She marks enemies, she has the ult, she draws the aggro, and then she reduces the damage on that. Marking enemies increases the damage they receive. And something else, I don't have Clara in my account, so I can't tell you specifically because I can't open the game and look at it. I'd have to go and actually like look up Clara to see what else it does. But I do know that it increases the damage to the marked enemies. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Topaz is going to tell Numby, that one, I want you to pressure that one. Put the pressure on that one. And if you put the mark on them with Clara, you have now increased that damage exponentially. The amount of damage that you can slap onto one particular character, especially a boss, with those two by themselves, phenomenal. You get into, now you can start building team comps. Gwenifin, that's a new character coming out with Topaz. Gwenifin has the ability Fire Kiss. Fire Kiss is what I think, that's the right direction. Fire Kiss is the right direction for where burn should go. I think burn is the weakest thing in the game right now. Burn had something like Fire Kiss, just all burn applied Fire Kiss. That would be phenomenal. That would actually be insane, because now you get Clara, you get Topaz, boom, that's the combo, yeah? Then you add Gwenifin, or you add Pela. Pela was so sick in that comp. You could add Yukong, but I like Nihility a lot more, because Nihility means that they keep it on the enemy. It's the enemy's turn that goes, right? Not the player's turn. But in Clara's case, because she's slow, In Himiko's case, because she's probably also slow, you could potentially use Yukong. You could use Asta. You could use these Harmony characters because it goes by their turn. Yukong is a different condition because Yukong's whole thing is to whoever it gets to attack, she doesn't care who does it, they're going to use up the buff. And in her case, I really don't want it. But if you speed tuned it in a way to where you got Yukong, enemy, Clara, Himiko, then they would always keep that buff. So all follow-up attacks from that point forward would always have the buff. And if Clara was choo, she breaks everybody, Himiko gets the robot, you just keep it going. Topaz is similar, but I think Topaz is definitely gonna want speed so that she keeps everything going. But you guys get my point. I'm very excited for what Topaz brings to the game, not the damage from her kit. Like I don't really think she's going to be the hyper carry. I don't think that she's going to be the character that, oh yeah, man, I'm going to have Topaz and she's going to be the top 3 DPS character in the game now. Oh yeah, Jingliu, Imbibitor Lunae, and Topaz. I don't see that happening whatsoever. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down below, how you guys feel. I enjoyed that. Thank you guys for hanging out with me on stream. That was super cool. Thank y'all chat for being in here. This is a new type of content that I'm trying where I always talk to y'all, right? I always talk to y'all. I don't not edit my videos though. That feels really weird to me. Yo, we got a follow at the end of it too. Yo, thank you, Pocky. I like Pockies as well. The strawberry ones to be specific, but that's a nasty word. Oh yeah, links, throw links in with Savrog. Bro, wonderful. Topaz's whole kit screams DPS, sub DPS enabler. If you want to do hyper carry forever, don't pull. That's what it is. That's literally what it is right there. If your main priority for team building is hyper carry, Topaz is not the one for you. Again, you can make any character hyper DPS, right? Because that's the whole point of hyper DPS. But their primary function, the way that their kit is designed to be, Topaz is not the one.